As you all know that proteins are necessary macronutrient of food that supply essential as well as non-essential amino acids needed for the growth, repair and maintenance of tissues. Protein is obtained from a variety of sources to supply amino acids for growth and repair. Humans are unable to synthesize 9 amino acids out of the 20 found in proteins. Non-essential amino acids are synthesized from essential amino acids in the body. The daily requirement of protein about 65 and 50 grams in food by males and females, provided about 10% to 15% of total energy in a balanced diet. Only about 5% of body energy comes from the catabolism of protein under normal circumstances. Protein is the most starting of macronutrients, mainly for the people with a low habitual protein diet. It may influence the body weight, reduced fat conditions. Increasing protein intake may be helpful for controlling weight for some individuals. But the role of the protein content in the diet is probably not an important determinant of the prevalence of obesity. Now we look at malnutrition and protein energy malnutrition. The World Health Organization defines the malnutrition as the cellular imbalance between the supply of nutrients and energy and the body's demand for them to ensure growth, maintenance, and specific functions. The term protein energy malnutrition applies to a group of related disorders that include marasmus, kwashiorkor, and intermediate states of the marasmus and kwashiorkor. Protein-energy malnutrition is composed of a spectrum of biological disorders caused by the lack of food. Despite the name, which is the protein-energy malnutrition, it is not necessary for the affected individuals to be experiencing a lack of protein, but rather a deficiency of total energy. Dietary proteins that would normally be used for tissue repair or growth are also used as fuel. Protein energy malnutrition is rare in the developed world and is generally associated with children suffering from neglect or solitary malnourished elderly patients. The severity and clinical features of the PEM indicate food deficiency in the forms of marasmus and kwashiorkor. PEM becomes life-threatening when susceptibility to infectious diseases increase that would not normally be lethal. When people are deprived of protein, energy, or both, the result is protein energy malnutrition. PM touches many adult lives. It most strikes early in childhood. It is one of the most prevalent and devastating forms of malnutrition in the world, affecting over 500 million children. Most of the 33,000 children who die each year and each day are malnourished. Inadequate food intake leads to the poor growth in children and to weight loss and wasting in adults. Children who are thin for their heights may be suffering from the acute PEM, which is the recent severe food deprivation, whereas children who are short for their age have experienced chronic PEM, which is long-term food deprivation. Poor growth due to PEM is easy to overlook because a small child may look quite normal, but it is the most common sign of malnutrition. PEM is most prevalent in Africa, Central America, South America, Middle East, and East and Southern Asia. Homeless people and those living in the substandard housing in inner cities and rural areas have been diagnosed with PEM. In addition to those living in poverty, elder individuals who live alone and adults who are addicted to drugs and alcohols are frequently victims of protein energy malnutrition. Protein energy malnutrition develops in young children when parents mistakenly provide health food beverages that lack the adequate energy or protein instead of milk, most commonly because of nutritional ignorance, perceived milk intolerance, or food fatigue. Adult protein energy malnutrition is also seen in the people hospitalized with intolerance and with infections such as AIDS or tuberculosis. These infections deplete the body proteins, demand extra energy, induce nutrient losses, and alter metabolic pathway. Poor nutrient intake during the hospitalization worsens the malnutrition and impairs recovery, whereas nutrition interventions of improve the body's response to other treatments and the chances of survival. PM is also common in those suffering from the eating disorders anorexia nervosa. Prevention emphasizes the frequent nutrient-dense, energy-dense meals and equally important, resolutions of the underlying causes of the PEM, poverty, infection,